Hello to you all, it's Janette here from Enthusiastic Gardener in April in my garden in Essex, England. Today it is 11 degrees Celsius, which I think is about 51 Fahrenheit. And I have a garden reveal for you, which I'm so excited. Oh, I've had such fun this last weekend doing this. And I want to share with you. First of all, you have to ignore this umbrella here. I've put that there because I want to get rid of it, and Richard is going to unscrew the base, so I've left it there so he can't forget. But yes, I have a garden reveal for you. So what I'd like to say is I don't have a garden with lots of secrecy, so you see the whole thing when you walk outside. And I do like gardens where there are, you know, you turn corners and there's new surprises, but I don't have that kind of garden. But what I do have is little corners such as over there, and I just try to make those look interesting. So my 4 corners, this is one corner where I put a little seat which I sit in all the time. Here's my view from this seat. This I call my fountain garden with my flamingos, which, if you don't know the story, I found them on a dog walk. It was a very funny story because I went out one day and we have a bridle path, a few minutes walk, and there was one flamingo. Brought him home, went out the next day and there was another one. So I have 2 flamingos. This is container garden corner. So that's another corner. And then the 3rd corner, I'll just show you a view from this angle. This is the 3rd corner, which I call shady corner. I have my other seat, which I sit in all the time, and my little fountain. And I must show you the ferns because everyone seems to be wanting updates on the ferns. So last week I gave it a little update. This week they're growing even more. Heucheras affinis, and this one at the end is a different one, and look how well this one is doing. That is a polyblepharum or something like that. So this is a view from me sitting in my yellow seat, and I sit in that a lot. But there is one more corner, which is just the other side of the cabin, round this side, and that I have named, and it kind of stuck. I called it Woodland Courtyard, just popped into my mind, Woodland Courtyard, one time when I was thinking about it. It used to be Carnival Corner. For those who've been with me for a long time, we had Carnival Corner. I'll try and find a picture of what that looked like. But now it's called Woodland Courtyard, and that's what I've been working on. And I have a reveal for you, and as I said, I've had such a lot of fun. It is just around this corner to the right. But before I show you, I'm going to show you what I did with my containers. Now, because I want it to be lush and beautiful, but it's quite shady, I'm just going for evergreens. I'm not going to be planting annuals, but I have these 3 gorgeous hanging baskets, and they are from my favourite garden centre local to me, Alton's. But you can order online, and I'll put the details on the screen. So we have this one, which is the faux rattan hanging basket. It's 14 inches diameter. They are guaranteed not to rot, which I think is amazing. This one is the cone, which I'm planting up this one. That's very lovely. I'll put all the dimensions and everything on the screen. And then we have this beautiful one, which is called the wall torch. So I think they're just amazing, and I think we're going to go on the long brick wall, which I think needs a little bit of jazzing up. They are pre-lined, these baskets, but because I have this material here, which is from when they ship my dog food, I always keep it because it's great for hanging basket linings and things. So I'm just putting that in as well, just because I can. And I'm not buying any plants for these baskets. I'm shopping my own garden, and let me show you what is going in there. I'm going to take these Carex, there's 3 there, which is perfect, 1 for each pot, give them a little haircut. And this one. So they're the 3 Carex that we can use. I have these little ivies which will trail down and look beautiful. I'm going to use these heucheras. Now I had huge big heucheras a year ago and I divided them all up. And this is the result. Beautiful little new plants. So these are a year on. We'll have this one. Beautiful. We'll have this one. And this one is slightly different. It's a little bit darker. More pinker. And then finally, I'm going to take some of this Lamium. That is just beautiful, and I might be able to divide this. Let's have a look. I think I could. Let's divide it and see how far it goes. I'm going to start with the Carex, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a haircut, I think. So I just take the whole thing into a ponytail and literally just cut the tops off like so. Whoa. And I'll take a lot of the root ball off because otherwise nothing else will fit. Make it nice and small. And it will be fine. Just needs a little bit of a trim here. I forgot this bit. Let's cut that bit off. But I got told off by Richard for taking the kitchen scissors recently and I'm using them in my garden. So that's more manageable. Tidy it up a bit. So I'll do that for the others, get rid of this soil. I can put that on my garden beds. It never goes to waste. Nothing goes to waste. A little weed. Ah, I remembered, or rather I forgot, one quite important step. Some slow release fertiliser. Let's go and get that. This one is Grow More. I've had this tub, well, it lasts me a couple of years, but I should imagine any slow release fertiliser is fine if you can get the top off. Fantastic. And just sprinkle a lot of that on. That's got to help. One more for luck. Lovely. So let's go for it. First plant is the Carex. Make sure it's in all the way round. Probably need a little bit more soil actually. Lovely. Okay, Carex is in. Then we're going to put a heuchera in. This one looks beautiful. Again, make the root ball smaller. And I'm amazed how well these heucheras did. And they were tiny little cuttings. Yes, let's put it there. I don't know which way round this is going to go. I might even have 2 heucheras, just because I have a lot of heucheras, so if this is not full enough, then I can put another one in. So that's another one. Very nice so far, so good. I think I will. I have these as well, chartreuse. Let's make the root ball smaller on this one as well. So this one can go in here. Divide the lamium, just prising it apart. Give it a little twist. There we go. Lamium. I have two lamium, and they are so forgiving. So we'll put the lamium down here. Lamium will spread a lot. It's beautiful, and then we'll just get an ivy, I think. Which this is a nice little one. Very dry, I should have watered it. We'll put the ivy here. I think these will hang over, the lamium will fill out. Let's give it a water. I think it's going to look beautiful. That's what this one looks like. That's the first one. That's my cup of coffee, complete with leaves. So let's do these two, and I'll show you at the end. They're all planted. I think they look just beautiful. And here is the mess I have made in the process. But here's the pots. I've just had a nice water. I'll leave them here. I think they have turned out beautifully. And you can see I couldn't resist. And it didn't cost me anything for plants. But you may remember that I had a lot of planters all stuffed behind my shed. And I thought that I must use them. They're too nice to not use, and I haven't used them for a couple of years. So I thought, let's get them out. We'll use them for the revamped Woodland Courtyard. And this is what I decided to do as a liner. I got this tip from my friend Edie. She had some artificial grass and she was lining all her hanging baskets with it, and I thought I like that idea, and I ordered strips of this artificial grass from Amazon end of last summer, and I still haven't done it. So I thought today now I'm planting out Woodland Courtyard, I'll give it a go. So I've done these ones, and you can see they're all ready to be planted. I mean, they're not perfect, and it was a bit of a working out geometry wise, how do you get one straight strip to go into a circular thing. But I'll show you what I've done. Some of you might be interested. What I've done is, you get these long strips. I've cut this to size so you can see this here goes on the outside like that. You cut it to the right size, And then if I bring you round, I'll show you how I fit it in. You cut lines. So I've cut nearly to the top. Probably see it better that way. Like a little fringe. And then all I'm going to do is this. It's not perfect, but let me see if I can show you. You put that in there like that, get it to the edge, and then you can see that these, because we're going round in a bowl shape, you just need to twist them, cross them over each other. Kind of like this, all the way round. Just crossing these little strips over each other. It's a little bit fiddly, but I think it's okay. So there, I hope you can see that. I have got a bit of a gap there, which I didn't cut these long enough. So all I'm going to do is get another little strip. A couple of little strips, put them down there, little offcuts. Oops. I've checked and water can come out through this. I did check that. So that's that. I don't think it looks too bad. And then, as you know, I have this from when I get my dog food. I'm putting that in as well. That's not essential, but because I have it, I'll just use that as well. The good thing about that is you can tear it. It's just an extra bit of liner. I did have the cocoa fibre liners, but I'd had them for a couple of years. And then I'm just filling it up. I found an old bag of bark, which is all gone a bit mouldy, in the shed, so I'm just using that up. And then you can fill it up with your compost. That's ready for planting. And then if there are any bits that are sticking out, such as I can see this bit, you can just push it back in. But it does look rusting, so I'm not too worried about that. So that was my idea. I don't think it's turned out too bad. Well, here it is, everyone. Without further ado, this is the new revamped Woodland Courtyard. Ignore snail bed on the right, because as you saw, I took up all the Lamium and it's a mess and I haven't finished. But here we go. I am so thrilled. First of all, I've been able to finally plant up all of Mark's my friend Mark Border gave me lots of ferns and ivies and goodness knows what, and they've been sitting on that potting bench since the end of last year. And the other day he sent me even more, but I finally potted them up. So here we go. We have lots of trinkets and what some may feel is a load of old rubbishy bits, but I like them. This is my new Tinkerbell wind chime. We've put a mirror up, which I think just makes this little area look wonderful. Let me step back a bit so you can see the full effect. And this is what I see out of my kitchen window, which is just behind me to the right of me is my kitchen window. So I love it. There's lots of bits and pieces. We have the things like these are new additions and they're like £1.99 from the little local shop. This is one of my planters, and you can see all the little ferns. I've kept the labels. Some of them are, I can read them. And then I have heucheras and things that I've dug up from my garden. So apart from the ferns, I have no new plants, just things that I already had. Lamium in the back. So I think they look so lovely, and they look lovely because I had a bag of gravel. So I've added that, and that always seems to make things stand out more. So they're all small at the moment, and I'm sure they'll get larger. When they get larger, we'll have to think of a plan B. But they're adorable. So that's that planter. And what else? Let's go back here. We have one here. So this is another one. And I had all these behind the garage, the shed, sorry. Lots of little bits and pieces of ferns and wonderfulness that Mark gave me. Hedgehog, he was already there. My little hanging pixie. This is one of the planters on the wall. As we pan along, you can see that the other ones are hanging. Let me stand back. They're all hanging in a row, and I think that wall did need something. Nothing's changed here. Hedgehog and I stole the ivies. There were ivies growing down the side of the purple planter, but I stole those when I made my 3 wreaths, which are over there in the distance. Doing okay. The walnut tree. That little lantern, I can get a battery for that. It was, I'll show you in a moment where that was. But it broke. I have a bit, this is the bee that my sister gave me. So there's the planters. There's the other one. And I found these lovely little hanging hooks with the fairy. So you've seen those. This is another planter. Oh, I must show you this because it was a present. The enthusiastic gardener, oops, round that way. The enthusiastic gardener. And I've broken it, digging things up. So I don't want to get rid of that. So I've stuck it in there. So yeah, this is another little bunch of things that Mark gave me. This is a shady area. You've seen all these. Look at the new leaves on the fatsia. Isn't that adorable? And then these he gave me the other day. He sent me another, there's my lizard. He sent me another parcel full of, mostly these are anemones. So I've planted them all in here, which I think they look very nice. Nothing's changed here, that was already there. I decided to put the poppy artwork there. We have another little whatever it is. Look at the leaves, they're so gorgeous. And then as we come round, there's one more. This is an awkward planter, it's very tiny. And this is where it had the little lamppost thing, which I've just showed you. That was there, and I've broken it off. So I think that looks very pretty. Yeah, so that's it, Woodland Courtyard. And I found this yesterday. This is fake, everyone. We've gone for fake. But I saw this in my little store, and what it is, you can hook it there. Let me unhook for you. And then it goes concertinaed in. So I can move that to the side or take it off completely to get out all my stuff. But I think that looks a bit nicer than looking at this. Although, I mean, it is a potting bench. Let's be realistic. It is a potting bench, and that's what potting benches are supposed to look like. But I just saw this. Oh, it covers up my sign. I might have to get Richard to take my sign off so that we can put that somewhere else. But yeah, that goes on there quite easily, which I thought looked nice. And the best thing is, it's got a solar lights in it. As you can see, lots of little lights. Now, I don't know if it will work. If it doesn't, well, there's lights all over, hidden. So I've put the solar thing up there. It's been there all day. So it's facing the sky. And if it comes on tonight, I'll come out quickly at the end of this video and share that with you. But I love this little courtyard, because I just think, just because you have a small little space, it doesn't mean you can't make it look gorgeous. Now, to a lot of people, this is full of a load of rubbishy bits. But to me, it makes me smile. So thank you so much for watching my Woodland Courtyard reveal. I hope you like it as much as I do. I'll pop out again later on when it gets dark, just to see if the lights work. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Janette. I am the Enthusiastic Gardener. Have fun in your gardens. Take care wherever you are. Bye. Well, I am delighted to be able to report that the lights in Woodland Courtyard are on. Can you see in the distance? I had to take these 2 pots off the wall today only because it was so windy and I was too worried that they'd go flying.